So XRP hasn't done much recently, but the pattern that's forming right now makes me pretty bullish. So I do want to talk to you guys about everything I'm seeing in this market. We have some macro data to go through, and of course, we're going to be focusing in on what's going on with XRP. And guys, if we take a look at this post from House of Crypto, he did quote tweet this post from Good to Go, and we can see an interesting pattern here. Now, if you guys don't know, this is called the Wyckoff accumulation pattern. And we see that right now we are potentially in phase D. And you can see right here, phase E seems to be a big push to the upside, right? So with that said, if this happens for Ethereum, according to House of Crypto, he's asking, do you realize what this means for the altcoin market? The altcoin market that right now is in a 61, very close to being an altcoin season, and a market that has been relatively depressed over the last few weeks due to, in my opinion, Bitcoin's price action, which has been going down, but is showing signs right now of a reversal. Now, no guarantees that the downside momentum is over, but it is showing signs that we could be moving up by flipping these regions into a support. So right now, for me, all eyes on 112,000 to see if we can break that. But remember, the weekend price action is not really trustworthy, in my opinion, due to being low liquidity. So big wicks to the upside, but also big wicks to the downside potentially to come. Now, in the macro, we see unemployment rate is coming out today, which could create massive volatility in the market because it may sway the Fed's decision to cut interest rates, which a lot of people are banking on currently, guys. So if we jump over to XRP, we can see we've been basically stuck in this liquidity region of about $2.70 to a high of about $2.85. Right now, $2.80. And I think that this pattern right here is very similar to the pattern we saw previously. And if Bitcoin does have a bullish move soon, I think we could also have a bullish move for the altcoins, which could result in XRP finally having its next leg to the upside. Now, guys, with a psychology thought in our head, right? If XRP was going to move up, right? Would it all move up at the same time and make everyone super rich, right? No, only, especially with XRP, only the patient get rewarded. Let me repeat that. Only the patient get rewarded. We see it in the chart. Every time XRP has a rally, right? We can see almost the same thing continually play out. Nothing happens for ages. And when I say nothing, I mean there's still extreme volatility, but people get bored. We can see that even if you look at this. Altcoins have no search volume right now in comparison to just a month ago. So the market is bored. Not only is the market bored, but the market is betting against Bitcoin and betting against XRP. What normally happens when the majority of people bet against crypto? You tell me. Now, with that said, you can see the market has a big push to the upside and it slowly trickles down, finding a support base. And then what happens next? Well, let's look at history. The market pushes up, slowly trickles down, finding a support base. And then we have another parabolic move to the upside. Then we have things like this. Long-term, boring accumulation, and then an absolute massive push to the upside. Now, anyone who doesn't think that this is a good enough move, right, is jaded by the crypto market and expects too much. This was an amazing move that made a lot of people a lot of money. All right. I was one of the people who took profits right here. Maybe that was too early because if I hadn't taken profits here, I'd been in exactly the same position I am now. However, by taking profits here, I had more money to invest during this time, more money to trade, which, for example, I have my trades open that I've shown you guys right here as well. I have another XRP trade. So I use that money to accumulate more. And I think the same thing is just playing out right now. And patience is going to pay for the people that are still involved, because there's so much hate right now, so much anger, so much boredom. We just need to calm down and relax and remember why we're in XRP. Do you believe that this is bullish, right, for the long term? If so, who cares if the price action goes sideways, if it goes down, or if it goes up, right? Doesn't matter because you're in it for the long term. Remember that. And if you're in it for a short-term trade, then you should have already taken profits. And right now you can sit and relax and wait for either the move to the upside or the move to the downside, which will hopefully get you to profit. Both of those things are positive in my eyes. You just need to practice patience. With that said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.